Ladies and gentlemen, time is one of the greatest gifts we are given. Each day we wake up, we are granted another opportunity, another chance to live, to love, to learn, and to grow. But the reality is, life is short, and if we do not recognize its brevity, we risk wasting the precious moments we have been given. Think about it. How often do we take our days for granted? We live as if time is endless, as if tomorrow is guaranteed. But the truth is, none of us know how many days we have left. That is why it is so important to live with purpose, to use our time wisely, and to invest in things that truly matter. Life is short, and time is our most valuable asset. It is the one resource that, once spent, can never be reclaimed. Unlike money, possessions, or status, time cannot be earned back, stored away, or borrowed from another. It moves forward relentlessly, and every second that passes is gone forever. Yet many people live as though time is an unlimited commodity, believing that they have years ahead to accomplish their dreams, repair broken relationships, or pursue the things that truly matter. But the truth is, none of us know how much time we have left. That is why it is crucial to recognize its value and use it wisely. From the moment we are born, the clock of life begins to tick. Every sunrise marks the passing of another day, bringing us closer to the end of our journey. Some people live for decades, while others have only a few short years. But no one can predict how long they will walk this earth. The uncertainty of life should not bring fear, but rather a deep sense of urgency. It should awaken in us the realization that each day is a gift, and what we do with that gift determines the quality of our lives. The problem is that many people squander their time on things that do not truly matter. They get caught up in routines, distractions, and meaningless pursuits, thinking they will always have tomorrow to focus on what is important. People often say they will start living once they retire, once they make enough money, or once they achieve a particular goal. But how many lives have been cut short before those dreams were ever realized? How many people have left this world with regrets, wishing they had spent more time with loved ones, pursued their true passions, or made a greater impact? The reality is that postponing life for a future that is never guaranteed is one of the greatest mistakes we can make. If we recognize that time is our most valuable asset, we must learn to be intentional with how we spend it. Every moment presents a choice. We can either invest our time in things that bring meaning and fulfillment, or we can waste it on distractions that add little value to our lives. Many people spend hours scrolling through social media, watching endless entertainment, or worrying about things beyond their control. While there is nothing wrong with rest and relaxation, the danger lies in allowing these distractions to consume too much of our time. Imagine if those hours were instead used to learn a new skill, deepen a relationship, or help someone in need. The difference between a life well lived and a life wasted often comes down to how we choose to spend our time. One of the most significant ways to value our time is by prioritizing relationships. In the end, the memories we cherish most are not the material things we owned, but the moments we shared with the people we love. Yet so many people neglect their relationships in pursuit of success, only to realize too late that time with loved ones is irreplaceable. Parents miss their children's childhoods because they are too busy working. Friends drift apart because they do not make time for each other. Marriages crumble because couples stop investing in their bond. When life comes to an end, the only thing that truly matters is the love we gave and the relationships we built. If we truly understand the value of time, we will make sure to spend it with the people who matter most. Another way to honor the time we have is by pursuing a life of purpose. Many people live passively, simply going through the motions without direction. They work jobs they do not enjoy, follow routines that bring no fulfillment, and settle for mediocrity because they are afraid to take risks. But time is too precious to be wasted on a life that does not excite or inspire us. Every person has a unique gift, a calling, or a passion that they were meant to pursue. When we use our time to develop our talents, serve others, and make a difference in the world, we are not just passing time. We are investing it in something meaningful. Regret is one of the heaviest burdens a person can carry. So many people look back on their lives and wish they had done things differently. They wish they had spent more time with family, taken more chances, and not let fear hold them back. But regret often comes too late, when time has already run out. That is why we must live each day with intention, making the most of every opportunity before it is gone. We must stop waiting for the perfect moment and start living fully in the present. Time is the one thing we can never get back. It is fleeting, precious, and irreplaceable. Recognizing its value should change the way we live, the way we love, and the way we make decisions. Instead of taking time for granted, we must cherish each moment, invest in what truly matters, and live in such a way that when our time comes to an end, we can say without regret that we used it well.
People spend their lives chasing things they believe will bring them happiness, money, status, possessions, and recognition. Society has taught us that success is measured by what we own and how others perceive us. From an early age, we are conditioned to believe that if we work hard enough, if we accumulate enough wealth, if we achieve a certain level of status, then we will finally be happy. But time and time again, we see people who have everything the world considers valuable but still feel empty inside. That is because no material possession, no amount of fame, and no level of success can fill the void in a person's heart. The pursuit of these temporary things often leads people away from what truly matters, and in the end, they realize that they have wasted their most precious resource, time, on things that do not last. We live in a world where people are constantly striving for more money, more success, more recognition. There is always something else to achieve, another goal to reach, another level to climb. And yet, the more people chase after these things, the more they find themselves feeling unfulfilled. They think, if I just earn a little more, then I'll be happy, or if I can just get to this position, then I'll feel accomplished. But once they reach that goal, they find that the satisfaction is temporary, and soon they're chasing after something else. This cycle never ends because worldly achievements and possessions can never bring lasting fulfillment. They are like a mirage in the desert, always appearing just within reach, but never truly satisfying the thirst inside. Many people sacrifice their health, their relationships, and their well-being in pursuit of things that will one day fade away. They work long hours, neglecting their families and missing precious moments with their loved ones. They trade time for money, thinking that financial security is the key to happiness. But what good is wealth if you have no one to share it with? What good is success if it comes at the cost of your own peace and well-being? Too many people reach the end of their lives realizing that they have spent their days chasing things that never truly mattered. Possessions can bring comfort, but they cannot bring meaning. A person can live in the largest house, drive the most expensive car, and wear the finest clothes. But if they do not have purpose, they will still feel empty inside. Money can buy many things, but it cannot buy joy, love, or inner peace. The richest people in the world are not always the happiest, and the most successful people are not always the most fulfilled. True contentment does not come from what we own, it comes from how we live. It comes from investing in things that are eternal, relationships, love, purpose, and service to others. The world is full of stories of people who had everything and lost it all. People who spent their whole lives accumulating wealth and power, only to find that, in the end, it did not satisfy them. Some of the most well-known and successful individuals have spoken about the emptiness they felt even after achieving everything they ever wanted. Fame and fortune did not bring them the happiness they expected. This is because external success can never replace the internal need for purpose and meaning. A person may appear to have everything on the outside, but if they are empty on the inside, all their achievements will feel hollow. On the other hand, there are people who have very little in terms of material wealth but live rich, meaningful lives. They understand that happiness does not come from what they have, but from how they live. They invest in relationships, serve others, and find joy in simple things. They do not waste their time chasing after things that will eventually fade away. Instead, they spend their time making a difference, building connections, and focusing on what truly matters. These are the people who, at the end of their lives, feel no regret because they lived with purpose rather than chasing temporary things. Time is too short to be wasted on things that will not last. The world constantly tells us that we need more, that we must achieve more, that we must own more. But true fulfillment does not come from accumulation. It comes from living a life of meaning. It comes from choosing to focus on things that matter rather than being consumed by things that will one day fade away. In the end, it is not our possessions, our bank accounts, or our titles that define us. It is how we lived, how we treated others, and the impact we made in the lives of those around us. Those are the things that truly matter.